Pragnananda in round one of the Olympiad played a near perfect game against Mohammad Tisser in the Moroccan team, 2-3-5 rated. Actually, all the four Indians in the men's team started with victory, so it was a 4-0 victory for India in the round one against a weaker opponent, but still a very good performance, a good start to the Indians. The women's team is also doing well. They won two games, and the other two are heading to a draw as I record this. So, out of the four games, this game by Pragnananda was the perfect game for round one. So, it was a Sicilian by Tisser, and now knight f3, d6, d4, takes, and knight f6. Pragg plays knight c3, and now knight c6. And here, Pragg chooses bishop to g5, a useful move in the open Sicilian. And his idea is after e6, he plays queen d2, preparing to castle long. After a6, he goes takes, and just castles, turning this into a positional struggle because now the attention is on the d6 pawn and bishop takes is in the air. So now Tisser played bishop e7, and now Pragg just took forcing pawn takes because if bishop takes, the d pawn would hang. So he goes pawn takes, and now bishop c4, activating the piece, and castles. And now Pragg goes with queen to h6. But Tisser plays king h8, and now he should be okay, right? After rook to g8, his defenses should be fine here. Yeah. So you would think rook d3. So this looks very pleasant for Pragg. Rook g8, rook h3, rook g7. And now Pragg plays f4, a natural move, gaining more space. And now Tisser plays queen to g8, defending his h7 square and the king side well. And now Pragg plays rook to g3, a very nice move. If rook takes, then that would open up the h file. Here, after rook to b8, he just plays queen h5. This is a very cute little move because the counterplay for black would be with a5, a4, a3 if allowed. He stops a5 completely. And the queen is much better placed here as well. Now, after rook to b4, this is where Tisser goes slightly wrong. Rook to b4, the bishop just retreats. And the bishop is in a better place, you could say. This is a move that white wants to play, right? So black basically forced white to do something that helps white. And now his justification was to play c5, c4, but before that, Pragg plays a3, and the rook is kicked back. So now all the squares are weak, and the bishop is in a better place right now. And basically, black wasted two moves. Rook f1, this is a beautiful move. His idea is to bring this rook up, and now after this happens, after the rook comes up, sorry, once the rook comes up, then rook takes g7, queen takes, and he'll put this rook on g3. So basically, he'll exchange of the rooks, and his rook will be sitting here looking at the queen, giving more stability to the position. So rook g6, rook f3, and now queen g7, rook h3, bishop b7, rook g3, rook g8. So all the pieces are now on the king side, the major pieces, the rooks and the queens. And now, how to continue this for Pragg? How do you make this better? He plays a calm move, king to b1. A classy move, just enjoying the position, just making a prophylactic move to avoid any checks, a very useful move to get out of there. And king could get to a2 safely if there is a check on the back rank. So king b1, a super GM move. Everyone else would probably like someone of 2000, 2500, that range would probably try to do something useful in the position like f5. But king b1 is such a calm move. Pawn a5, pawn f5. Takes, takes. Here, rook takes is also possible, but pawn takes keeps the black queen stuck here and the black rook also stuck there. So a very nice move. Pawn takes, and knight d5. This is a very important move. Like if you take back, then black will play d5, and suddenly black's pieces will all be active, and g2 pawn will also hang in case of pawn takes. But yeah, d5 is the idea for black. But Parag doesn't make that mistake. He plays instantly knight d5. And important thing to note is opponent is now under heavy time pressure because of facing such a tough position for the whole game. He's down to basically just the increment of 30 seconds every move. for the rest of the game. And by at move 40, time gets added, but that's a long way away. There's still 13 moves to make. Knight d5, takes. Currently, black is a pawn, but it doesn't matter because this pawn can be picked up anytime. And the opposite color bishop also doesn't matter because there is heavy pressure on h7. And black's pieces are so passive. So now rook e8. This was a major mistake under time pressure. If queen to g6, the game would have gone on. Like directly taking here would lead to a draw. For example, bishop takes f5 would be tough to convert after queen takes, rook takes, and rook to g3. You will get the h pawn, but after king moves, the opposite color bishop endgame should not be enough to win. So after queen to g6, Pragg would have played either queen f3 or queen e2. Queen e2 being the stronger move because queen f3 there is h6. I mean, black would want to play h6, and after bishop takes, the queen just stays there. And white has to reactivate this rook, probably by rook h4, h5, or h4. And there is some stability here for black, the dark square defense. So that's why not queen f3, but queen e2, forcing the bishop back because rook e8 will fall to bishop to b5. This would just be a killer. So bishop has to go back, and now the queen comes more active. The idea being not just to do anything here, just to play queen d7. So after queen e8, let's say black gets what he wants with h6. Now just queen d7, and white will get bishop into f5, and everything will fall here. On the f7 pawn will fall once the queen has to go away, and the whole king side will come crashing down. So this was the idea after queen g6, but Pragg didn't even have to do that. Rook e8 is a big blunder because now after bishop takes f5, there is not enough defense on the king side. h7 will fall for free. Opponent played h6, now just queen e2, threatening bishop to d7. So what do you do against this? There's just no defense. The bishop will hang if the rook moves. So opponent played queen f8 and resigned. Because can you find the best move here? You can see right here. But yeah, queen to d2. Now no defense against the h pawn. If king g7, queen takes h6 leads to mate. And there's no defense against rook takes pawn. So this was a beautifully played game from start to finish by Pragg. This is a very nice idea of just castling the other side and have a stable attack on the opponent's king side after doubling his pawns. So good start for Pragg and for India in the first round.